is in for this class. Let's do some work. This is our monthly workshop. We're here to do this thing, and we will chat a bit more, maybe in a week or so, once I'm back on the ground, you know, I'll tell you more crazy stories. Alrighty. As always, you're the most hardworking class ever, sticking to this crazy workshops of mine, digging into all the notes. I know it's not easy, takes a lot of time and practicing and all that. But because we're a small group, feel free just to raise your hand or unmute yourself, ask me questions, right? Just reminding you that this is the time to sort this out, whenever, if there's any clarity about anything. For the rest, let's continue. Let's do this thing. Let me open my worksheet. Alrighty. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you all had some homework to do, right? No? Oh, of course not. Yeah, sure. Right. I love this bottled water. By the way, I'm in Bangkok. Did I mention that I'm in Bangkok? I didn't even mention that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have. I'm kind of going back, but it's a long flight. Indonesia is like 25 hours away from where I need to be, so I found a comfortable flight with a stop in Bangkok, so I'm spending some days here. I love the city. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know if you guys ever visited Southeast Asia, Thailand, or any countries in the region. Wow. I mean, it's my third time actually in Thailand, so it's crazy hot. It's crazy hot. It's so humid, like it's okay. Yeah, but it's an incredible place. I'm here for the food. I love the food. Thai food is my favorite food. So I just decided to you know, give myself a little treat before going back. So yeah, I'm in Bangkok. I just wanted to say that. So this is how Bangkok looks like. You see, very beautiful. It's actually dark. It's what is it? 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock at night. So I cannot show you much. I'm just in my hotel room. Alrighty, back to our beloved workshop. Let me open that worksheet and let me ask you a few questions. So I like to do some work with you. I don't want to be talking. I talked quite a bit, and I'll be talking later, but I want to check on you a little bit. We're a small group, so I want to do some exercises together. And as I said, you had some homework. So in order to make this class productive, and in order for you, yeah, I see Genevieve, you're already like, right. I did it all. All right. But let's do it together. And let me just throw a few things at you. Okay. Ready for this week's quiz? So what I want you guys to do is let's open page number, what is it? Page number 8 in the worksheet. Let me share my screen for a second. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Did we do this one? G. We did this one? Everyone knows the answers to all those exercises? What do you say? Yes, thumbs up. Yeah, we know it. Next. Or should we refresh it a little bit? We had 2 weeks, so I don't know if you practiced everything or we do it again? We do it again, just a few examples? Okay. All right, so what I want to do is, let's look at the first one, G. I'll start with you, Tammy. Yeah, I'm sorry. We're gonna do it together. Yeah, I know.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's just major.
It's major, yeah.
Okay.
The happy mood.
So I guess it's GAB. No? You want more?
No, I mean the whole thing, right? We have 7 notes, right? We have 7 notes in the scale. That's a major scale.
I know
It
I
cons
made the homework. I did it all in my head. No,
it's good.
I
Let's do it
don't
together.
know. No, I did. Okay, G.
Yeah, that's good.
G A B C. Where am I? G A B G G A B C D E. No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
F
It's good.
sharp. F
And back
sharp
to the.
G.
Did we miss
Right?
something? So again, for the ones who are a little bit doubting about what we are doing, we started at a G, right? Then we have the temp,
Yeah.
tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So we just count the steps. So all we need to do is find a G, so a starting point. This is, let's say we take this G, right? That's a G. And then we simply start counting. So G to the A, it's a full tone. A to the B, just what Tammy was telling us. B to the C is a semitone, because remember how we counted? Tone, tone, semitone. Then tone, tone, tone. Hold on, what's happening here? I said a tone, but it's naturally it's a semitone, so we need to raise the F, make it F sharp, right? So Tammy gave us the right answer. So instead of the F, we look into, hold on, see this little guy, F sharp, right? F sharp. And after that, we are back to the G. Yep. Any questions about that, guys? No, all good. Okay, okay. And next one. The next question goes to I see where everyone is already shutting down their screens. Like everyone is like, I need to do something. 1 second. Oh, my coffee's ready. I need to get my coffee. Um, Madeline, you're next. All right, let's do the D together. And this time I want you also to play it. So let's first find the notes. Let's do it together. So by now, you really need to remember the template. Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. This, we all need to remember it, guys. Otherwise, it's gonna become a very complicated process. So we said D. We are here to find, hold on. Oh, D minor. Sorry, Madeline. D minor, right? So we are in the minor section. So that's a different template. I'm just randomly selecting like some exercise, right? So we are in a minor scale, which is tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. So this is what you need to see and remember, right? So let's look into the notes. By the way, I hope you guys are still working on the on memorizing the fretboard. It was one of the exercises, and I told you, please keep on learning it. It's an ongoing thing. So anyway, we come back here. We said D minor. So Madeline, want to help me out with this one?
I'll try.
Ooh, I love the effect. That's a hold on. I'm not sure what this. Maybe I should mute.
That's a reverb.
I think it's because I had my iPad on too, because I'm leaving. I'm going to take the phone with me when I go so I don't miss anything. But I think that's why you're getting a reverb. So I just went off of the iPad, kept it on the phone.
Next
Does it
time,
sound better?
I love the echo, by the way. So it's such a nice effect. You can plug your ukulele straight to that thing, and just play songs. You're good
I
to
should have
go.
started playing.
Exactly.
But and I also wear a hearing aid, so sometimes, and you can hear a lot of background with a hearing aid. So anyway,
Oh, I
enough
see.
about me. Let's see, D minor. So then, the D minor scale. So half would be E flat.
Whoa. 1 second. Do we
Where am
start with
I?
a
We start with a D, right? We're on the minor scale. Oh no, we go one. Okay, so it would be E. Sorry.
Yeah, correct. So the first step is a full tone. We go to the E.
Right.
That's our next station. E.
Right.
All right, what do we do next?
Then we go a half, which would be F.
Perfect. Very good.
And then we go to G minor.
No. Minor,
Where am I?
that's nothing to do with minor here. It's just where we're discovering the notes of
I
the
mean, G
scale.
flat. Yeah.
G flat. Why G flat? We were at F, and you need to
F, go 1. Oh, then I go to G.
go to G. Exactly.
Right.
So for now we
Sorry,
had tone, semitone, tone, right?
yeah,
Full step, half step, full
a
step.
half. Then we go to a half, right?
That's right. Exactly. So we go to the
Can't remember where I was. Were we at G? And so the half would be A flat.
very good. Can you explain to us why it's A flat and not G sharp?
Because we're going up the fretboard
Exactly.
and not, yeah,
Yeah, because we already said G, so G, the station, the orange stop is already in use, so we cannot use
right,
that again. So we need to go to the next stop, and the next stop is A something. It's the pink color, right? So we have to go
right,
move on with the degrees. So exactly, it's the A flat. What
right.
happens next?
Then we go to a B flat. Is
Hold
it
on.
1? Where am
Um,
I?
let me just check one little thing.
See, what I get mixed up is the major count, the 1 to the half as opposed to the
Actually,
minor. I get them mixed in my brain.
Madeline, we had a little mistake here. So it's not supposed to be A flat, it's A because
Oh, it's A.
because the template goes tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone, right? We need to
Right,
remember this one. So look, that's the minor one. Tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. We really got to remember it by heart. And then we start counting. So tone will be an E, semitone, that's the F, E, F, tone,
yeah,
G. Another tone, A, right?
yeah.
Semitone, that's the B
Where,
flat, A to the B flat.
right,
And then we go to the C, that's another tone, and C goes back to the D, that's another tone. So you see at the end we have two
right,
tones.
right,
So it's pretty simple, just we're counting the steps, and yeah, we got a bit mixed up there. That's why we said A flat, but actually it's A.
right,
So something that I want to point it out again, because this is very important. If we don't remember this, this is the
right,
structure of the major scale. This is the skeleton, guys. This is the bones. The everything's gonna be the chords, the notes, the whatever you call it. Anything you're pressing on your neck that makes sense and sounds beautiful comes from this boring, very boring template. Okay? Extremely boring. Can't help that. But that's how you find scales across the neck. That's what makes music work, like that's the science behind the notes. And that's what will allow you to find any combination of beautiful notes that work together and that make the song sound beautiful is these two templates. There are a lot of other ones. I started the workshop with telling you that there are many scales, but these are the two very important ones that you really got to know, because every song you guys are playing, every song you ever played are based on this, and every song you will be playing is based pretty much on this. Any pop song that you name right now, Beatles, any Beatles song, any Rolling Stones, any whatever, Justin Bieber, you name it, it's all based on these two templates, one of them actually. So it's kind of worth to invest your time in simply memorizing major, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Okay, that's one. Minor, tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. It's confusing, I know. What I told you, what my recommendation was, learn it as a song, sing it. Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, and then start counting. So if you have the A note and you need to find the A major scale, you look into the A major template, and you remember the song, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, A tone, another tone, and that's how you kind of puzzle the whole thing. Okay, in the beginning I warned you, it's boring, it's a little bit boring. I'm trying to, of course, to make it as fun as possible, but in order to actually move, in order to shift that into music, we still need to do a little bit of this, not muscle memory, but just like remembering the basics. Because if we know that, that's what I wanted to do with you today. With that information, I want to show you how to arrange music. We did that actually before, but I think not everyone got the idea behind this. So that's why I'm doing this workshop for the ones who didn't get the idea and for the ones who are just starting from scratch, right? So for today's class, I want to teach you how to find chords, right? To look into that again and then check how we can take the chord and the melody and make an arrangement so you guys understand what I'm busy with. Everything I release on Patreon, you know, all these finger style arrangements are based 100% on this information, 100%. Without this, I wouldn't be able to do any of that. Okay, so that's why I want you to start arranging. Why not? It's not a very scary thing to do, by the way. It's just you need to know a few tricks. That's what I want to tell you. Okay, Genevieve, you want to help me out? Let's do
Can I
it.
say no? Just
Say no, but whether I'm going to do with that, no. You know. Okay, so what I want you to do, help me find a scale here. How about, what is it? Major, F major. What do we do there?
F, G, A
Mhm.
flat,
Why A flat?
what is it? Oh, did I go too early? Is it
Um,
A and then B flat?
So we said F to the G.
G is 1.
That's one. So that's one distance. That's 1 kilometer or 1 mile, whatever you call it, right? So that's one full step. F to the G. Now we go to the next full step. One,
Full step.
right?
Okay, so A. Okay.
That
So
was the G. You found that you unlocked the G. It's right over here. Now what's happening here? So we need another full step from the G. So skipping 2 frets.
So A,
A, exactly. So it's not an A flat, it's an A. Very
A,
good. All
and
right,
then
and
B,
now
B flat,
very good.
and C,
Very good.
D, and
Correct.
where I lost my place.
That's the D here. That's the D. Right over here.
Okay. Okay, D. So then E,
Very good.
and back to F.
Yeah, and half a step and you're back to F. So we have one exception. We have the B flat there. So that's the only weird note. So weird. I mean, it's not weird. it's a note. Okay, can I ask you to play this scale for me? Like find a nice position, like something that kind of makes sense technically. Of course, you can play it on one string. Needless to say, you can start. Let's scroll here. Let's say, what do we have? We said F, right? So what you can do is just take that F right over here and then just play it horizontally. So F, G, A, B flat. This is what you said, right? So this is the right note. So B flat and then C, D, E, and you're very high in the neck, so it's extremely uncomfortable. But yeah, this is the scale, 7 notes. Right? So you could do that, but how about us trying to find a different way of playing the scale, let's say more like a vertical way of playing it. So for that, we need to go a little bit like maybe to this F, the one on the 3rd string, kind of that would keep it more vertical, and right? So what we could do is take that F right over here. So that's the 5th fret. Okay, we plug that. Then we go to our next note, the one you unlocked, Genevieve. So that's the G right over here. By the way, you're very welcome to go to any other G around the area, which can be that.
Oh.
Right? It's really up to you. You decide which way to walk. So you know that's the reason behind this. The reason is that it depends on the song. It depends on where we're going and what we want to achieve. That's why you have different ways of navigating across the fretboard. So let's say if I have a very complex chord shape, something that simply technically is very challenging, the idea of having multiple G's, multiple options to where I can go, just allows me to find a more comfortable position, right? So that's the reasoning behind this. I know maybe right now it doesn't make so much sense because you're still not arranging music, but just trust me on that. That's the reason why we have lots of different A's, many G's, maybe many B's, and many C's. It just gives, it's in a way confusing, but at the same time, it gives you, technically, it allows you to do a lot more. Otherwise, we can do it all on one string. You realize that. Why do we need 4 strings, by the way? I mean, seriously, because we have all the notes on one string. There are 12 notes in music. So we have 12 frets on our first string. Why do we need the rest of the strings? We don't need that. It's just because, well, sure, we can play chords. That's the main reason. And a chord is consisted out of 3 notes. So we need 3 notes being put together. But in terms of melodies, we don't need 4 strings, right? We can do it all on one string. But the problem with one string is that technically it becomes very difficult because it's a lot harder to jump from this position to the upper position of the neck and change notes. So that's why it's easier to keep things more vertical. Anyway, so Genevieve, help me out. I'm talking too much.
Okay. So F, G, okay, now I did A. So, A.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. B. Well, I guess B flat.
All right. Yeah, so F, G, A, B flat, that's cool.
C,
Which one?
right? C.
C, that's right. Well, which C are you playing? Hold on.
Oh.
Do you have the one over here?
Fifth fret of the G string.
On the G string. So you 5th fret on the G string. So that would be what, the open string, you mean?
No.
Because I see you pressing the C.
More time, C.
Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. What I suggest you to do is, like, you started on the F, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to go down. You have to go down this way, not up. Okay, so don't go to the 4th string. Don't use this one. The G string, don't use it because you're climbing up the neck. Up in, like, the frequency goes up, not down.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh.
and another thing that I want to point out, something about positioning. And we did talk about it before. 4 fingers, 4 frets position, okay? So if we, just as an example, and try to think with me, because that's going to help a lot. Let's say we take this F, right? We take this F with our, let me see, how about the ring finger? Let's see. Oh, whoa, that wasn't nice. So the ring finger goes to the F, okay? Now, 4 frets, 4 fingers. Let's see if we can stick to that thing. So that's kind of a rule, okay, for keeping position and in order to feel comfortable. But there is an extended position, meaning 4 frets, 4 fingers. However, the index finger can reach 1 fret below and the pinky can reach 1 fret from above. This way you cover 6 frets. You see, this is the logic behind positioning. It's not theory. It's not really a part of this workshop, but it's good for you to know because we're trying to make logic, like, you know, of how to play the scale actually. So we start on the F with the ring finger. We go to the G with the index finger. That's on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. It's this one, the orange one. Then we go to the A, sorry. 2nd string, 5th fret. So far we are good, right? We are in a position. We are keeping the 4 fingers, so there's no exceptions or nothing. Okay, so what can we do here? We need to go to the B flat. That's our pinky. Am I right? Same string, 2nd string, 6th fret. So we have F, G, A, B flat. And then we go to the C on the 1st string, correct? And we go to the D, and possibly we can finish it, like just go a little bit further in the neck to reach that F. on the first string, which is okay, a little bit, it's not really fitting toward in the frame that I'm talking about, but still most of the notes are there, so it's pretty comfortable. So if I want to play a melody or like make use of that scale or jam with you or whatever, I'm gonna be okay. So all these notes were from the F major scale. What is this? F, just the F scale. So I'm already welcoming you, just go explore some easy songs, like easy melodies, children's songs, or like something that you know very well. Just take a major scale and try to find those notes. It's very good for your ear training, you see. Okay, are we good? We know
Yeah,
what
that
we're
makes
doing?
sense. That makes sense when you said to keep it,
Yeah.
within that area.
Yeah, it helps a lot, So what I suggest you to do after this workshop is to do what we just did right now. So just scroll down in the worksheet. Let's say that was the homework. So let's say you take the E. E what? Complete the major scale, E major, right? So we need to find the E major scale. So first of all, I suggest you all to print this worksheet. So you can, or you don't even need to print, sorry, you can also just like type it in. You have the option here just to type it within the PDF, so you don't have to like print anything, but just unlock all the notes. So we have E, then we have D, right, etc. So just find all the notes and then try to play it on your ukulele. And remember what I just said. In order to make sense, you need to make sense of the technical aspect of it. Try to play it vertically. It's a puzzle. There are different ways of playing it, different directions where you can go with your fingers. But try to rely on this 4 fingers position, 4 fingers for fret, but with the option of extending, right? You will need that. So basically, the index finger grabs an extra fret from the right side. The pinky, the index. Pinky grabs that extra fret from the right side. The index can go 1 fret below, right? The position. This way you have 4 fingers, not only 4 frets, but 6 frets that you're covering. Got it? That's not only for the scales, guys. It's actually for any song that you're already playing. Even if you decide like, you know what, theory, it's so boring, I don't want to know anything about that. This piece of information, it's purely like technique related. So when you're learning a melody, this is the way to go around it. Okay. Now, do we know what to do with the chords? Do we know what is a triad? Okay, I want to have a proper look at you guys. So, what is a triad? Do we know what a triad is? What is a major triad? What is a minor triad? Are we good with that, or we don't know anything about it? Or should we maybe try and talk about it again? Should we? All right, let's do that. Here we are. Just reminding you, this is the next layer. So everything I just explained before, it's not that you can forget about it because it's a new subject. No, it's layer 2, template number 2, which is based on your previous thing. So if you don't know how to find a major scale, anything that I'll be talking about right now, that won't make any sense. So you see, it's a pyramid. It's like you need to know the basics. You need to know what the scale is in order to understand what chords are. Otherwise, you're not going to understand what a chord is and how to find them, okay? So first we find the scale. Based on the notes of the scale, there is another template with which we can unlock the chords. Okay. So let me see, where is that? Okay, so look, this is our template right over here. This is the section. This is something we talked about. So we have 3 of them. And actually, the most important ones for you to know is these 2. These are templates that are based on your scale. So it's already like after you find the scale, then you can look into this thing. So chords, and I'm specifically talking about a triad chord. Triad chord is chords these are chords which have 3 notes inside of them. Just 3 notes. Any 3 notes that you put together will make it into a chord. And these chords give us a certain mood. So again, this is something we talked about. We have the major triad. Major gives us a bit of the uplifting, happy mood. Minor triad gives us a little bit of the melancholy, heartbreaking kind of thing. Eventually, again, these are all ingredients that you already use. I'm not reinventing the wheel, or I'm not doing anything right now. You already have been using it. The only thing I want to do is you understanding the information, understanding what you're doing, and when you're understanding what you're doing, you can break it down to ingredients and compose a song, improvise, improve the song that you're already playing. It's the same like cooking. If you know your ingredients, like what is pepper, what is salt, what is this, what is that, you can cook. But if you don't know what those ingredients are and how they taste, then how can we cook? So that's the same thing. Anyway, 2 tones plus 1.5 is a major triad. 1.5 plus 2 tones is a minor triad. So let me explain to you what that means. Here's a major scale. You know what that is, right? It's already an example for you guys. So I don't need you to unlock the notes of the C major scale because I already did that. This is the template of the scale: tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone. Everything is written down here. So we need the structure of 1, 3, 5 in order to determine the triad name, the triad gender, the triad name, etc. So what I mean by 1, 3, 5, I'll give you an example. C, E, G. C, E, G is a type of a chord. That's why we call it 1, 3, 5, because you skip the 2. D is the second degree. You see, C is the first degree of the scale, of the C scale. D is the second degree, E is the third, F is the fourth, G is the fifth degree. So in order to find the notes, the components of the C scale, C chord, C triad, which is the chord on the first degree, we need to count 1, 3, 5. C, E, G. Now, what chord is that? Is it C major, C minor, or C diminished? So, is it major, minor, or diminished? These are the 3 types of chords. In order to determine which one out of the 3, we need to count. So what is it? C to the E. How many steps? 2. Right? C to the D is 1, D to the E is another one, so in total 2, correct? Now, then we said E to the G. How many is that? E to the F is half, F to the G is 1. So what are we doing right now? C to the E is 2 plus E to the G is 1.5. 2 plus 1.5. 2 plus 1.5. Hold on. What is 2 plus 1.5? 2 plus 1.5 is a major triad. So that's why on the first degree, right over here, the chord, not the note, the chord that sits on the first note of the C major scale will be C major. That's the chord you all know very well. Now, what I want you to do, let's look here, right over here. This is C major, guys. C, G, E, C. These are the notes that you're pressing. Am I right? If we do this, just C major, the chord we all been playing millions of times. So here are the notes: an open G, an open C on the third string, an open E on the second string, and we press that C on the third fret. So what are the notes? G, C, E, C. So we double the C, that's completely fine. And what did we say? C, E, G. G, C, E, C. This is the same, right? These are exactly the notes. These are the components. So now we are unlocking the chord and understanding where the chord is coming from. It came from the C major scale. It didn't just drop from the sky. It's part of the context. There is like, it's part of a bigger thing. Okay? Any questions? No, all good? Okay. Who wants to help me on the second one? I need some volunteers. I only see Tammy and Jen.
Phyllis wants to help, I bet.
What's that?
Maybe Phyllis, is she here?
I don't know.
She's
Phyllis,
here.
everyone is
I'm
hiding.
outside walking my dog. I can't do it right now.
Okay,
I
let's
can
go.
help. I can help.
Oh,
Sarah.
Farah, that would be awesome. So I want to unlock the D, the second degree with you. The D. What kind of chord do we have on the second?
So are we looking at major or minor here on our? Sorry, let's see. So
We are here. We are in the C major scale, but the C major scale has 7 notes
okay,
and 7 chords. Okay.
okay,
We have 7 notes, which are already really nice. So they're all the notes: C, D, E, F, G, A, B. These are the notes, the independent notes. But from every note, we can also find the chord that belongs to this note. And the way to find it is by doing 1, 3, 5 from each degree. So we already found the first degree chord, which is C, E, G. Now, if we move to the second degree, we got to do the same thing: 1, 3, 5. And then we need to check what template is fitting that to that, you know. So anyway,
so that D, F, A, and a D minor.
amazing, great. That's the one. So how did we do it? D to the F is 1.5, right? Just going with the flow here, just simple mathematics. D to the F is 1.5. This is 1 and this is 1.5. And then F to the A, 1 plus 1, 2. So we ended up with a template of 1.5 plus 2. Hold on, I don't remember which one that is, but let's just scroll. What did we say? 1.5 plus 2. This is 2 plus 1.5. That's not what we need. 1.5 plus 2. Oh, here we go. Minor triad. So on the second degree, we have DM. The M stands for minor, and you all know the DM chord. You've been playing the DM chord before, right? So this is our DM. 2 on the fourth string, 2 on the second string, 1 on the sorry, system overload. 2 on the fourth string, 2 on the third string, 1 on the second string, and a 0. Again, we know this shape. Tammy, I don't know if you're writing this one. You know it. I've seen you playing this one. Okay, but just to you know, show you that you already know this stuff. Let's look into the notes. Let's look into the shape that I just played. A, D, F, A, right? This is the chord A, D, F, A. And these are the notes that Farah said. D, F, A. Yellow, blue, pink. Pink, yellow, blue, pink. Same, right? The same. We just double the A. There are 2 A's, okay? Big deal. We have 4 strings, but 3 notes. So obviously one of them is going to be doubled. Does that make sense, guys? Tammy, any questions?
Yeah, I just have a question for we said for major chord, triad, it's 1, 3, and 5. And
1, 3, and 5. When you have the scale ready, when you have the scale
yeah,
ready, it's
yeah.
always 1, 3, 5. Whether it's minor or major,
Oh,
it's
it's always, that's what I meant to ask. Okay. Okay, I get
these
it.
are the steps. Step 1, guys, is to have the scale. So you need to have the scale, okay? But you know what? We can even do it without the scale. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're fitting this template of 2 plus 1.5, you're going to have a major chord. Like, let's think randomly, forget about the scale. How about the note F? We want to find the F chord, the F major chord. Forget about the scale, no scale, forget nothing, no, I just give you one note, the F note. Okay, we need to count 2 tones from that note and then 1.5 from the second note. So F, hold on, let's look into it. F, here is our F. F plus 2 tones will be A, right? This is our second note out of the 3. And then A, we need 1.5, that's gonna be a C. So the Holy Trinity, the 3 notes of the F major chords will be F, A, C. Does that make sense? Now, this is not a melody, this is a chord. So we need to find them on different strings. So let's do the work together. What did we say? A, F, A, C. Let's start from the 4th string. You see that F, A over here? The A note? We're trying to construct the F chord together. The A is right over here. Is it a good note? Can we use this one for the F chord? Is A one of the notes of the F chord? Yes. Okay, how about the 3rd string? What can we use for the F chord? How about the C? Is the C a good note? Is one of the 3 notes? Good, 2 notes in the pocket. What about the 2nd string? What can we do there? And what are we still missing? I think we need an F. So here's your F. Perfect. Let's move to the 1st string. How about another A? Or maybe a C. We can play again a C here. Up to you. So what did we end up with? F major, we all know it. Or maybe F major with the pinky on the 3rd fret 1st string, right? You all been playing that, and you know that this is an F chord, but I'm just trying to go a little bit back and explain to you where it's coming from. Needless to say, we can find a lot of different alternative shapes for the F chord. Can you guys help me out with that? Just use the 3 notes that we found for the F chord. Again, nothing to do even with the scale. Just tone, 2 tones plus 1.5. You already know the notes, F, A, C. And show me a very interesting shape for the F chord. Something new, something fresh. We all know this one. We played this one since forever. I suggest you to start this way. Look at the 4th string. And look what notes are out there that... Exactly, Tammy, good job. That's a perfect F. Good, so Tammy unlocked a new F, and the shape is, counting from the 4th string, 5, fret 5, fret 5 on the 3rd string, fret 5 on the 2nd string, and fret 3 on the 1st string. A very nice F chord. All right, any other F chord? Any other F chord? Genevieve, you're very close. Yeah. Hold on, I see you very little on my screen because I have the worksheet right now on my full screen. Here is one for you guys. How about this one? I love this shape. Yeah, Genevieve, that's a good one. That's a very nice one. Want to share it with us?
I can get it. So 10, 9, 8, 8.
Yeah. This one, right? It's pretty much, it's a very high position, so it's not the most comfortable F, but hey, it's still an F. Very good. That's the one. Here's another one I like very much. Check out this shape. C F A F. C F A F. It's a bar chord on the 5th fret. And then you add the pinky to the 8th fret first string. So bar chord on the 5th fret, and pinky goes to the 8th fret, fret number 8. Do you guys see it? Very good. Yep.
Is it if it's like we're talking about F chord right now, so is doubling up the F the ideal as opposed to doubling up like at the A or the C? Does it matter?
It really depends. It really depends. By the way, I think you guys followed my workshop when I was talking about this part, if you remember. You remember the CAGFD system? So here's a question for you. Talking about this F, 5, 5, 5. Here you go. Tammy got the answer. Very good. Tammy, you want to tell us why this is coming from the C shape? So that's
Yeah, I
another.
mean we're shifting the C from C
Exactly.
C, then we bar the first on C sharp, da, 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 da. Then we come to E, that one we know, and then it's F, like that. Yeah.
Very good. Good job. And another question. So Tammy, you found this one for the F. That was 5, 5, 5, 3. That was your shape, right? So what shape does this chord come from? What's the?
Yeah, it's the D,
It's a D.
from the D
Exactly.
shape.
So
Yeah.
what did we do there? That was 2, 2, 2, 0. That's for the D shape, right? And then we simply shifted it up, counting from that D note. This is our D on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. D, E, F. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's all recorded. There is a lesson for it. Because then by understanding what I'm talking about right now, everything will actually be a lot clearer. You'll start understanding the bigger picture of what's going on, you know? Because it's pretty much the same. It's just like looking at it from a different angle and just makes you feel lighter. Hey, oh, I actually know it. Why am I so confused? I actually know this stuff, you know? So
it's not only lighter, it's like an enlightenment. Like, oh my God.
Tammy.
My son's laughing at me. Go away.
I think I spilled water on my ukulele. That's pretty bad. Okay. Hold on. I only see Genevieve and Tammy. So, but I hope everyone is still here. Are things clear, guys? Because you know these lessons are recorded, and I want to be more efficient, you know. So like, if something is not clear, it's good to watch the replay rather than me doing the same thing again and again and again and again, you know. So it's nice to progress, but at the same time, I don't want to have everyone like in a different level because it simply won't make sense. So we need to kind of be on the same line if we want to keep it group lessons, you know what I mean? So so yeah, if this is clear, then I want to go to the final part. That's the part of arranging music. So and it was this. So this I think was your homework too. So what you see here, these are just frets. This is a fret, right? Just like tabs. We all know how to read tabs. So this is the 3rd fret on the 1st string. Just a note. Just this note, 3rd fret. Then we go to the 5th fret, right? On the same string. The rest you know how to do, right? But your assignment is to add a chord to that melody. So we have the melody. The melody is given 3, 5, 3, 3. So it sounds like this: 3, 5, 3, 3. Very pretty, but something is missing. We miss the chords. So I want you to make a finger style arrangement, a very easy one, but one that makes sense. So what chord shape? So the information that I was just giving to you today, and actually also last week, is let's fit a chord shape that is enabling us to include that 3 within that chord, the 3rd fret, because this 3. So what do we need to do first of all? I asked you here to find a C chord, C major, right? It's a major chord, and A is a minor chord. So what do we need to do? Of course, you can say, hey, I know this C shape. We all know the 0, 0, 0, 3 shape. And by default, your 3 is already there. You see? So by default is there. So we can say, we don't need theory here. It's all cool. Solve. Right. You can do that. No problem. How about we move to the G note? Because maybe there we will need to think, because that 5th fret doesn't really, you won't find it in your, day-to-day G chord shape that we all play. So, so what kind of G shape can we find that has the 5th fret in it? For that, we need to know the notes of the G chord, G triad, G major triad. What are the notes? Genevieve, help me out. What are the notes of the G major triad? We start from G. We need to count 2 tones and then 1.5. 2
G,
plus 1.5. G, what?
G, B, 1.5, right? Or 2 tones plus 1.5. G, B, E.
You can also look here, look at the right over here. So we said G. Where's our G? Here's a G. So we said 2 tones, so G, B, right? This is a 2, because this is 1, this is 2, and then 1.5 will be a D.
Oh, D. Okay.
Because this is a half, B to the C, and this is a full step. So the notes, the ingredients of your G triad, G major triad, are G, B, D, G, B, D, G, B, D. So any combination of these 3 notes will give you the G major chord on your fretboard. But there's only one restriction. We need the 5th fret in it, right? Because that's in the melody. So what is the 5th fret actually? The 5th fret is right over here. That's the D. So the question we need to ask, is that D in the chord? Is it one of the 3 notes that we discovered? Is it? GBD, GBD, is D there? It is there, right? Okay, so 1 note is in the pocket. That's great. We can start there. So let's find the rest of them. So D, how about B over here? Would that make sense? See the B over here? Okay, that's great. How about we move to the 3rd string? What do we have around the area that belongs to the chord? How about the G? GBD, GBD. Is the G good? Okay, so we already have the triad basically, right? I'm not even looking at the 4th string, but we already have the 3 notes, G, B, D, G, B, D. But we can also decide to include the G right over here. So to double the G, that's not a problem. Or to double the G, so actually have an open string there. You see, it's up to you. And to make it a little bit more spicy, this shape, D, G, B, D, right? This one is coming from the D shape that we were talking about, and then just moved up the neck, and that's how you get the G shape, the G chord, right? Just going up, and you unlock this shape. Another way of looking at it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So then what I want you to do in order to, continue with this exercise, I want you to write it down, the shape that you just discovered. You write it down here. You print it or whatever, you fill it in the PDF. So we have, what do we have there? Like what I would do is this. Let me just give you an example. One sec, something like this. So we said here, a 0 here, then copy. I know it's not the most efficient way of doing that. Oh, what did I say? 5? Was it 7? I think. Why is it like that? Oh yeah, here we go. Was it 7? Yeah, it was 7. So 0, 7, and then another 7, right? Said another 7. Here we go. And let me also fill in this one. That was a 0. Then again a 0, right? That was our favorite chord ever, C major. Oh, oops. Does that make sense? I'm really in the beginning of arranging this thing, but hey, that's how it works. Okay, help me out with the next one. AM. What do we do there? What shape can we use for the AM? So we need to find an AM chord that has the 3 in it. This 3rd fret, a comfortable position. And we need to make sure that the 3 notes, the 3 important notes, the ingredients of the AM chord, the ingredients that make it an AM chord, that they're actually there and no note is missing. There are 3 notes there. And the notes are A, C, E. Would you agree on that? A, C, E. A to the C is 1.5. C to the E is 2. 1.5 plus 2 gives a minor chord, a sad chord. Okay? Then we can find different positions for the AM, whatever position you want. Genevieve, I love this one. Very nice. I see you going a little bit, outside, off the beaten road. So that's good. So here is one for you. We can start from the AM that we know very well, which is 2, 0, 0, 0, right? Let's have a look here. Hold on. A, C, E, A, right? As I told you, the notes of AM are A, C, E. These are the 3 notes. But we're doubling the A. There's 2 times the A. A, C, E, A. But we needed the 3rd fret. We need to include the 3rd fret in it. So since we're doubling a note, that means, and we don't have to double a note, so that it doesn't give us much. So we can exclude that A and make it into a C. So just double the C instead, and then you end up with 0, 2, 2, 0, 0, 3, my bad. Again, A, C, E, and the C right over here. That's when I'm including that 3 in the chord. You guys are with me, or getting a little bit tired of all the numbers? And if you know what I'm talking about, then you can do it all. That's it. I'm sure you'll be able to finish this exercise, but I want you to be honest about whether this piece of information is really there, if you got it. So let me write it down for you here. I'm doing it together with you. So what do we have here? A 0, another 0, correct? And then a 2. Okay, this is an example. And the F chord, how about this one? We already unlocked an F chord. We had this one before. Oops, what am I doing? Well, whatever. Here we go. 1, 0, 2. Would that make sense? Or what Tammy suggested us to do is, how about that? Would that make sense? Make sense or not? Up to you. It's really up to you. Again, we can go back to the one we all know very well. Really up to you. It really depends what you want to do. Hold on. Oops, 2. That's the one. Okay. Same thing here, guys. This is exercise 1. This is the first one. This is the first line. We did that together. This is the second line. All right, this is the third line. So what I want you to do here, if we look at the line number 3, C, G, A, M, F, the same chords, but the melody has changed. So we have some passing notes. So whenever you see the chord, this is your C, and that C comes again, still with that 3, with the 3rd fret, which is cool. We already know that. But then we have an in-between note. So you simply need to plug this one. It doesn't come with a chord. There is no chord for the 0. Okay? So to give you an example, C with that 3rd fret. Then we open to the 0 and we go to our next chord with the 2nd fret, which is G. So possibly this one. Exactly. Then we go to the 5th fret right over here. We can release the chord and just plug that 5th fret. See, so if we connect it, we have a little melody. Okay? Something like that. And the final thing is an actual song. These are just little fragments that I created myself. This is a song. This is I Can't Help Falling in Love. So this is the whole verse of it, and goes like this. And what you have to do is add the chords and make it a beautiful finger picking arrangement where you simply strum the chords. There's not too much movement here, but I want you to for every melody note you have to strum the chord with it. So C, then we go to the 10th fret, right? That's your next note, but there is a G chord with it. So here is my G chord, a bar chord with a pinky. How do I know it's my G? Because I counted the notes and I did all the hard work. All right. And then I go to the AM. This one you already know because we unlocked it from a different song. That's the AM with the 3rd fret in it. Then we have a little melody, 5, 7. Then we go to the 8th fret with the F chord. This one we also know from a, okay? Then 7th fret with a C. And the G chord, we know this one too. Anyway, guys, I want to stop here because you're getting tired, which is totally understandable. But before I finish, any questions? Because this is your homework. If you understand what I'm talking about, I'm sure you'll manage actually finishing this whole entire thing. Here's another song for you, My Heart Will Go On. It's pretty much exactly the same idea, guys. You strum the chord, you find the chord right on the one, right next to the note that is below it. Find a comfortable position and make it into an arrangement. We talked about everything. Break it down. Remember what chords are made of. 2 plus 1.5 is major. 1.5 plus 2 is minor. Find the notes, find the ingredients, and put it together and find a comfortable position. That's how it works. No questions? All good?
Is that why sometimes you'll put like an asterisk because it's still an A minor chord, but you're telling us it's in a different version?
Possibly, yeah.
Because sometimes you put, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you'll put like F asterisk.
Not really. Like usually, like it's not really a ukulele thing, but sometimes you see slash chords like G/D or something, right?
Yeah.
That's actually like the right way of saying this is an inversion. That's so let's say if I give you an example of C/G, right? C/G.
Yeah.
That means this is C It's just a C chord, just a C chord. But hey, G is the note, it's one of the notes within the G chord, right? G is it's just a note. It's inside of the C, of the three notes inside of the C chord. So basically C/G means that it's an inversion of the C where the G note is going to be on the bottom. It's the lowest note. But the problem with ukulele is that bottom is very confusing, you see? So that's why on the ukulele it doesn't make any sense. But if you're a guitar player, and I know some
Yeah,
of you
I seen a guitar.
on guitar, it's very common. It's very common to see G/B, very common, or any other inversion. So that indeed that means you take the G chord. It's still a G. So look, if you see G/B on the guitar, you can say, you know what? I don't care about the B. I'm still gonna play just a G chord, just the one I know. There's no harm. It's still G. An inversion doesn't mean that you disqualify the origin. It's the same exact thing. It just like slightly of a different texture or something, you know, that's, or maybe it's something that you would like to do because it's more comfortable for your fingers, you know, just position wise, it kind of makes sense. Hey, why should I play this crazy G chord if I can just add the B there and then it's just easier for my fingers? You know what I mean? So ukulele, you know, it's like, no, you don't see it very often, but these are still inversions. These are indeed inversions. So if you want to really label it in the correct way, first of all, you know what? Like if this one would be a low G, not a high G, this C chord, we wouldn't call it C. It's simply not correct. It would be C/G.
G. Mhm.
Because the lowest sound is G, right? But again, it's still a C. It's still a C. It just means that you make an inversion out of that. So you kind of introduce a different note in the low end. You know what I mean? Just this different texture. So I don't want to confuse you, but any of these slash chords, like most of the slash chords, I just coming from the first position, so just C, but then an inversion of that, or like AM/C, it's still an AM. It's nothing special. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, we had fun. In other words, we suffered a lot. All right, love you all.
Boris, before you go, I think some of us are confused about tomorrow's time. So do you guys have a time change tonight?
Who is we? I'm in
Okay,
Thailand.
so CET